to see you here on Leading Edge. Thank you so much for joining us here on WTOL 11. I'm Jeff Smith, filling in for Jerry Anderson this week. Very honored to have the opportunity to talk with somebody who has been tasked with a very important job here in the city of Toledo. JoJuan Armour joining us here on WTOL 11 Leading Edge. JoJuan, you have been tasked with trying to stem the tide, as it were, when it comes to gun violence here in the Glass City. First and foremost, great to have you on here. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jeff.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the, the talk that has gone on the last couple of days as far as your first 90 days and some of the focus of this new position. I guess bring our viewers up to speed on what you have been able to jump into here in the first couple of weeks.
It's been busy, which I'm excited to have and looking forward to the work. I've been creating a work plan for the program, identifying funding and resources, and just building relationships with community stakeholders, with social service institutions in the community. And Toledo Police Department will be meeting, I believe, next week to find out and identify how we can assist them.
This is a huge undertaking, JoJuan, and I know you know that, and the mayor knows that as well. Is any of it overwhelming?
I wouldn't say overwhelming. I would say it's encouraging to know that the mayor is addressing the issue, and he is being courageous in addressing the issue by identifying individuals who've not, had perfect backgrounds, but have a tie to the community. And the goal is to create a safer community. So by whatever that means, he is willing to do, and we're willing to provide effective solutions.
So you have that, walk our viewers and walk me through it, JoJuan. You have that first conversation with Toledo Mayor Wade Capsicavage and some of the folks with the city, and they say, this is our idea, this is our plan, this is how we activate it. Which part of that was kind of your making, your understanding, and how do you go about it?
I think the biggest part that, attracted me and I appreciate is that they're using a public health model, which addresses the community and the individuals in it in a holistic view. Because gun violence is so complex. You have so many areas surrounding gun violence: mental health, gun safety, gang-related shootings, so domestic violence. So it's so comprehensive. So to develop an approach that is multi-tiered to address all the aspects of which gun violence can occur is what attracted me to the position and to the initiative. And so by developing this holistic approach, I think we'll have some measurable, effective results.
Talk to me a little bit about how tough it is for somebody in your position and over the last few weeks. And obviously everything is still new, everything's getting going, the wheels are turning a little bit, but we have had shootings over the last few weeks. In fact, there have been 9 shootings here just in the year alone. Here we sit in the first week of March. How tough is that to swallow when all of this is happening and you really can't make a difference yet, right?
Yeah, it's very emotional because I know what the goal is to create safer communities. And when you have violence happening before you can really implement a plan, before you can really begin the process, and you have numbers going up as you may know, it's about to be summertime. It gets hotter. There will be more shootings around the summer as the heat rises. And so it really creates a sense of urgency to establish these relationships, establish a work plan, so we can really get the ball moving, address issues and concerns of the community, because they will play a role. And so being able to create something so comprehensive, and we want to do it in such a short amount of time, but we can't jump through hoops. We can't shortchange the effort. And so, it's very draining. It's very draining. It's going to be difficult, but again, I'm up for the task, and I'm looking forward to it.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about today, JoJuan, is your background as far as athletics is concerned. And I am a coach when I'm not doing my day job, and I know how important that team concept is. For any coach, if you would play with me here on the metaphor of you being the coach for this effort, any coach has got to have great coaches surrounding him in order to come up with that great team game plan. The team being the community, and that's the one you have to rally to kind of buy in. Talk to me about putting this team together and kind of that, I guess, that sports metaphor. How do you relay that into this job?
I think the goal, the overall goal has to be reiterated, over and over again, that we are for a safer community. We are for creating a safer environment. So establishing that goal by putting our personal issues, addressing our issues, addressing our concerns as a community, addressing our concerns as law enforcement, addressing our concerns as stakeholders, creating an environment so these concerns can be addressed and kind of move forward in that team aspect of putting what's important first, the environment, the community that we live in, creating a safe environment. And like you said, similar in football, we have offense, defense, special teams. We have a bunch of different personalities, but the commonality is that, the goal is winning. The goal is producing. The goal is working together to achieve that common goal. And so it'll be very similar to that and putting the goal of the community first. I know our Toledo Police Department has that incentive, that motivation for a safer community. I know our citizens want a safer community. So that is what is relatable. That is what the commonality and the unifying factor is. And just continue to remind people that that's what we all want. We all want a reduction in gun violence. We all want safety. We all want our kids to be safe. And so making that the priority and putting our personal issues, resolving our personal issues, hearing them, addressing them, but also reiterating that the priority is a safer Toledo.
JoJuan, how do you go about getting the buy-in from the community members? Some of these kids who have gone astray, some of these young adults who have gone astray. We know, if we continue with the sports metaphor, that sometimes team members have to be let go. They have to transfer. They have to go elsewhere. They're not buying in. They're not part of the, the program, the culture. How do you go out there and sell what you're trying to get them to buy into?
I think first, for any effective team, you have to model the behavior that you expect to see. Being one who has had issues and run-ins with the law in the past, I have to continue to model that behavior. I also have to continue to inspire other people that, change is possible, that making a livelihood in a safe manner, having positive people around you pays dividend. And so I think first we have to model that behavior. Second, we have to make sure that we provide resources for mental health, for employment services, for counseling needs, for, we have to be able to be empathetic to whatever the situation is. Like we talked about earlier, gun violence is so comprehensive and so complex. We have to be able to provide resources for whatever issue, equitable, culturally appropriate resources to whatever the issue may be. And so by providing, and similar to sports, when you're effective and you start winning and a team starts buying in, you get more buy-in. And so by producing results, by providing jobs, by seeing individuals come out in the community from re-entering citizens from incarceration, by seeing individuals graduate from high school, by seeing individuals who participate in gang activity being positive and reaping the rewards and benefits of that, those individuals would be our biggest advocates.
We've got more to come here on Leading Edge with JoJuan Armour. Stay with us here on WTOL.